HANA Studio administration part we are discussing here. So as part of this one, we discussed about so how to check the process, parameter changes, logs, and how to, so these things we check it out, how to restart, starts and stops, all those things we check it out. So today, let's check it out the one of the internal concept is called so delta merge concept here. So delta merge, delta merge and save point intervals here. So delta merge, what is this mean by the delta merge concept in the HANA database here? So delta merge is the process to move the committed changes from delta storage to the main storage. This procedure is called the delta merge operations. Suppose example, so normally all the data in the HANA database, it will store into the RAM memory. Okay, this is the RAM slot. Example, this is the RAM. Okay, in the RAM slot, normally the main memory is divided into the two parts here. In each and every table, the main memory is divided into the two parts here. One is the delta storage. The second one is the main storage here. Delta storage and main storage here. So here, this is the OS level file systems, right? OS level file systems here. Slash ana data, slash ana data, then slash ana log folder we have here, right? This is the data folder. This is the log folder we have here. All the data in the, so normally data will save into the RAM memory. That is called the main memory here. Memory data will store into the database level in the RAM memory. Okay. Why? Because it's a HANA is a in-memory column oriented columnar database. First, it stores the data in memory. Okay. So in that case, what will happen? So data will come, first data will come to the delta storage level, right? All the transactions, all the calculations, queries will be executed in the delta storage level, delta storage, right? Main memory is divided into the two parts, DS and MS. So all the first data, all the queries, calculations will be executed in the DS, delta storage level here. Okay. Once here it is stored, then if the transaction is committed, then data will go to the main storage level. So directly the transaction will not be executed in the main storage level. Why? Because in the main storage, operations are very costly. Here already the actual data, the SQL data, the SQL transactions, everything will be stored into the here. So if any new data will coming to the data storage level, it will be read plus write plus compression factor will be applied. Compression data will be compressed in the delta storage level itself. So this is the read optimized and write optimized, which means you can directly write the operations in the delta storage level. But main storage is only optimized for the read plus compression factor only. There is no write mechanism. Means we cannot directly write any data. We cannot execute any directly data in the main storage level. Main storage is optimized for read and compression factor only. You cannot write it because here main storage operations are very costly. Already the committed data, the completed transactions will be saved into the main storage level. So that is the reason we cannot write any data in the main storage level directly. Instead of that, first it will write the data into delta storage level. So the transaction is committed. Means if the ticket is booked here, if the transaction transaction the transaction is committed, the transaction is committed here, committed means completed, then the data will go to the delta storage to main storage level. The data go to DS to MS here, delta storage to main storage level, the data will go here, right? So this procedure is called the delta merge procedure. So here this operations will internally, system internally, this will be executed. There is no manual intervention in the systems, right? This will be go internally, means this will go automatically. This is a system internal operation here. Okay. So DS to MS, delta storage to main storage. The committed data will go to the main storage level from DS here, right? When if the transaction is committed, means completed successfully. Okay. This procedure is called the moving the data from DS to MS is called the delta merge operation. Okay. So once the data is received to the here, then one copy of data will go to the file system level. One copy of data will go to the file system level. Why? Because main memory operations are temporary only. Why? Because this is the volatile memory. Main memory means RAM memory is the so volatile memory only here. Volatile memory means temporary memory only. Whenever you do the restart, entire data will be gone. Entire when you do the restarts here, all the data is gone. All the data is gone from the main storage level here. So that is the reason. So you cannot write all the data in the main storage level here. So then, so once the transaction is committed, one copy of data will be so saved here, and one more copy of data will go to the from main storage level to main storage level to data folder level at operating system level. It will store the data. It will store the data here. This procedure is called the save point interval. Save point interval. So this will happen every 5 minutes once. By default, every 5 minutes once, whatever the data we receive to the main storage level, so one copy of data will write into the data folder level. That is called the slash and data. This is the means all committed entries will be written to the main storage level, as well as the after the 5 minutes same data will be received to the data folder level. So why? Because in case of the system got restarted, whatever the data is there in the RAM, terabytes of data, everything will be cleaned up. Everything will be flushed out. So then we can move this to, everything will be flushed out here, so that we can change this to we can change this to the so data folder level. One copy of data is moving to the data folder level, which is a data folder level. One copy of data it is storing into the data folder level. So this procedure is called the save point interval here. In case of HANA restarted, you have the data in the data folder level. While starting the HANA database, same data again will be loaded, reloaded to the main memory, reloaded to the main memory here. Whenever you are restarting, starting the HANA database, whatever the data is there in the data folder level, same data will be reloaded to the main memory. So this procedure is called the so save point interval and delta merge operations here. These are the system internal operations. Nothing will. So here, so you see here currently they are the so 30 GB so memory got used occupied here. So 30 GB memory got occupied here. So whenever you do the restart, stop the HANA system, entire 30 GB memory will be free. Why? Because all the data will be in the RAM memory will be free here, right? So that's what it will happen in the systems here. That's what it will happen in the systems here, right? That's what it will happen in the systems here. So in that case, so we can see it here. We can see it here. Whenever you stop the HANA database, we can see it. What are the databases are up and running here? What are the systems are up and running here? All the information we can see it here, right? So suppose example here, let's see the HDB. Here there is a DS4 ADM and HDB. So DS4. Suppose example, so DS4 ADM. Okay, DS4 ADM. So if I stop the database, let me check the memory free -G. Okay. So if I stop the this DS4, what will happen here? You see, whatever the used memory is there, so how much the DS4 is occupying, the everything will be so reclaimed. Means we will get the free memory will be we will get the free memory here. So you are stopping. Whenever you are stopping, whatever the data is there in the RAM memory, whatever the data is there in the RAM memory, this will be flushed out. Flushed out means this will be deleted. So we will get the free memory. Then we can see it here. So now execute the free -G. Now you see here how much 18 GB, 18 or 19 GB, 19 GB got free, right? 19 GB memory got free here, right? See here before stopping, before this running, we have the available how much? And used how much? 31 GB. Then after that, when you stop the HANA database, how much? 12 GB, which means how much? The almost 9 GB, right? 9 GB, no, 19 GB. 19 GB got free. So which means 19 GB memory got free from the database level here. So memory got free, this DS4. So if you start it, what will happen? Whenever you are stopping, whatever the data is there, everything will be moved to the data folder level. So this main memory will be free now. Free means there is no data here, right? There is no data here. So whenever you are starting the HANA database using the HDB start, then what will happen? All the data, whatever the data is there here in the data folder level, this all the disk folder level, all the data will be loaded to the main memory again, main memory again. So main memory again. So that's what it will happen here. That's what it will happen here. See, so what exactly happens when you are starting the HANA database? When you starting the HANA database here, so when you starting the HANA DB, the first what will happen? So row store tables will be loaded first. Then secondary indexes will be created. Secondary indexes will be created, right? Then the third one, column store tables. Column store tables will be loaded. Whatever the data is there, custom, there is a sequence also will happen here, right? Then roll forward roll forward and the rollback statements will happen. Roll forward and roll back. These are the five operations will be happen during the when you are starting the HANA database here. When you are starting the HANA database, this will happen. Now if you use the free -G here, now see here some amount of memory is occupied. Previously 12 GB, then 6 GB data got loaded, then 18 GB. So which means it got increased and it got decreased status here, right? So this is the way we can control the memory usage. We can control the memory usage of the systems here, right? We can see it here. So whenever you are starting, first to row store table data. Why? Because in the HANA data folder level, we have the row stores and column store tables data. Then first row store tables will be loaded. Then secondary index will be created for them. Then column store tables will be loaded. Column store tables means column store tables are the business tables here. Actual business data on a database level, data will be stored in the columnar tables, columnar format, right? Columnar way. So that is the reason. So here this will be loaded as a third point. Then roll forward. Roll forward means whatever the transactions are, so when another stopping, whatever the transactions are committed, which are not saved into the data folder level, then that will go roll forward into roll forward. Roll back means whatever the statements are doing, but which is not committed, which is not booked here, that will go back to the previous status here, right? That is called the roll forward, roll back. Roll back means it will go to the original status, roll back, right? Roll forward, it's a go. Okay, transaction is committed. You can go ahead and save the data into the data folder level. You can save the data into the data folder level, right? This procedure is called the roll forward and roll back statements. Okay, so this is the HANA database. When you are starting the HANA database, these things will happen in the system. So save point interval, we can see it here. Every 5 minutes will happen. So it will write the data to the data folder level. We can see it here. So delta merge also we can see so we can see, but these are the system internal operations. So you don't need to manually control it. System internally, it will do that one. So now you got it. What exactly happens when you are starting the HANA database? When you are starting the HANA database, what exactly happens here? Okay, so that is the main thing here. Okay, so here you see all the process got started, restarted. This is only restarted at 10 a.m. early morning hours, I guess. Mhm. Okay, so that is the save point and delta merge operations in the HANA database level here. And we have at the same time in the HANA Studio, you see here, there is a backup and catalog, content, provisioning, and security. So backup, all the backups, when you complete the backups means taking the data folder to the separate devices, backup time, I will explain it here. Why? Because RAM and hardware both are in the same system. Even entire OS is crashed, then your RAM and entire data folder also will be crashed, right? It will be corrupted. To avoid this kind of things, what we can do, then we can move so we can take the daily, we can take the data folder backups, then we can move to the some third party sites, third party vendors are there who will take the backups. There we can store it here, the backups. Okay, that is the main thing here. Okay, that is the backups here. So now what we can do here in the HANA Studio, backup. Backup means taking the backup of the existing system here, taking the backup of the existing system here. That backups related information and everything we can see it here. That backups related information we can see in the systems here, right? So catalog. So catalog is like a, normally someone asked, I think, sir, where can we see the data, table data in the studio level? Means in the catalog only. If you expand the catalog, under the catalog, we have the schemas. Schema means owner of the table here. So then group of the tables under one schema here, right? Together in one schema. Under that schema, if you expand it, there are the tables list here. So we can open the tables. We can see these all are the tables here. These all are the tables here. Right click and open the data preview. Then we can see that the tables data, whatever the data is there in the here, we can see the all the table related information and everything. We can see it here, table related information and everything we can see it here, right? This is the tables data like that, right? So whatever the tables are there, whatever the data is there, we can see the all the tables data, all the data we can see it here, right? So this is the tables where the exact data stores in the HANA database means tables. Where the tables exist means, so we cannot see, but we can see the data in the from the studio level under the catalog schemas. Schemas means, so suppose like in the organizations we have the respective streams, we have the managers, right? So under the manager we have the team members are there, right? So then these are the managers. Then under that the tables are there. Tables means team members here. These are the team members here. All the team members, group of the team members under one manager here. So schema is like a manager. Schema is like a, in the database language, owner of the table. Schema is like a owner of the tables here. Owner, table owner. Okay. So if you want to some data, you need to take the permission from the schema owner. Then we have to do that one here. Same as like here also. Right? This is the way. So here this is the under the catalog, we have the schemas. Under the schema, we have the tables are there. This we can see the all the information and everything. Okay, that is the tables here. Okay, that is the main thing here. Okay, so then, and also it's not only just to view the data of the table here, we can also do the live analysis of the data. Suppose example, so there is a graph, we can make it here, the predefined graph here. So then, so we can see it here, what is the, so in the, what is there in the x-axis and y-axis and how the tables data with the graphical format, with the pie charts wise, with the bar charts wise, with the liner charts wise, with the pie charts. So we can see the all the data here. All the data we can see it here, right? All the information we can see the here schemas wise and everything we can see it here, right? And also I want the table name in the group. So table name. So all the data we can see it here. All the data we can see the all the information and everything here. See graphically how we got the data. That's why during the HANA starting time we discussed HANA is a column oriented columnar database. It's a one of the fastest database. On fly we can make the business decision. So by doing these charts and everything we can come to know, right? By doing these charts and everything we will come to know when we are going. So we'll come to know what is the your product sales. Suppose like this is the sales table. So then per month, this is a monthly one. So even in which months you have the higher value, which months you have the higher contribution. Based on that, you can do the estimations, graphs, then liner formats, scatter formats, and everything. You can map it here, right? Everything, pie charts. Then we have the so waterfall level here, right? Waterfall formats. So radar level, then you have the radar level formats. So like that, whatever the format. So now, if any data comes to the table level, then when you calculate the data, then this graph will change. Live data, it will change it here because of the tables data will store into the database level. So this table you got the you pull it into the XX one SS, this will be reflected here, right? So which means it's not only just to checking the data, we can also do the analysis via charts, via graphs, so whatever you want, you can do this kind of analysis here. We can have analysis, we can perform it in the systems here, right? This is the tables data where it will store in the schema level under the catalog schema, under the schema. You can also create the table also here. Suppose I want to create the some tables, right click and you can right click and you can create the table. The table name is jet training. Suppose like jet training table I am creating here. In the training table, the fields like a student name, right? Then student phone number, PH number, then student batch, which batch you want to store. So like that, we can define it. Then click on the see here table type, column store or row store. So column store table you required. So then you created a table here. So training table you created here. Training table you created here, right? You see here, Jet training table you created. So it's not only just to system will create it. We can also create the custom tables. We can create it. Then we can see the tables data. We can see it student number, phone number, batch. So we can enter all the details of the table. Permanently, it will store the data in the training table level. Training table level, it will store the data here. Table level, it will storing the data here. So this way also we can, so and also, so this table you don't need to into the memory. Then you can unload the table from the main memory here. That is called the delta storage, right? This action unloads the table including the from the main memory here, right? So then we can also load into the main memory. We can also action the load the entries from the delta storage into main memory. So then that is also we can perform it here. Load, unload. Then we can create the table. We can delete we can perform the delta merge operations also manually. These actions perform the merging committed entries from the delta storage into main storage. That what we discussed, right? Once the transaction is committed, the committed data will move from the delta storage to main storage level. So this procedure is called the delta merge operations. This procedure is called the delta merge operations here, right? So we can create the custom tables. Also, we can also do the merging, load, unload, export the table, import the table, delete the table, delete that. So just open the data preview, create the new index for this table. So like this, we can perform the actions here. We can perform the actions of the table here, right? It's not only just viewing the data, we can perform the actions here, right? So that is the catalog. Content means our developers will use. It's not under our scope. The developers, our development team will perform the actions here. So they will create the catalog packages. That is their duty. It's not our duty. This tab is purely for the developers. What they will do, they will create the some packages, content packages, so attributes packages, something they will do that one. Dana developers, they will work on it. It's not under our scope here. Anna, they will work on it here. Catalogs, so content, so they will perform it. They will create a new package. Suppose like so under the package, so then they will create the new package here. Under the package, they will again create the so analytical privileges, attributes. So something like that, they will go with this one here. Okay, trainings. So something packages they will create it here. Student, phone number and a batch like that. They will create it. They will take it first. Okay, this what it will happen in the. So we can do it, right? But this will be done by the developers. You no need to worry about the content tab. Catalog also we won't do anything, but if someone asks you to do the some table analysis under the schema, we can do that one here. That purpose only here. Okay. For most of the administration tabs are here. So, but after that, the developers will log in, will do the development related things. They will perform it. That is the so catalog and content here, right? The next one is like a provisioning tab. Provisioning is like a creation of the access. Provisioning like a, just I will explain the provisioning here. Provisioning means data provisioning, which means to pull the data from the other databases. Pull the data from the other databases here. Suppose example, in your organization, you have the one HANA database in your organization. You have the one SQL server, we have the one DB2, we have the one MaxDB, you have the some other databases we have. So this is the HANA database. So we can establish the remote connection to the this non-HANA database. Whatever the data is there here, all the data you can pull, we can view it from the in this database. All the data you can view it from the in this database, right? So suppose if you have the HANA database entire landscape, you have the more database are required, you need more data. You need more databases, and each and every database you need to log in and pull the data. You need to log in all the databases, you need the access, and you have to work on all the databases. It will take time. But if you log into the HANA database, you can pull the all the databases data into the one screen here for the development purpose. You can pull it out. We can view the data with one access. We can grab the all the data. This procedure is called the data provisioning concept. Data provisioning concept here. Data provisioning means to provision the data from the other data sources, other remote sources here. In this case, we need to create the one new remote source. Suppose I want to create the connection to the HDB. So suppose like there is a database here, N1H. I need the data from the N1H here. So here is it which database is Sybase, Teradata, IQ, HANA, Hadoop, whatever the data, whatever wherever you have the sources, data sources, that sources you need to choose it here, right? Suppose I don't have BigQuery, ABAP system also is there. Oh, ABAP also there. Then ABAP, what is required here? For an ABAP host, and what is the port number and service path? This should be activated. Then username and password. So we can also pull the data from the ABAP also. BigQuery, ABAP, RFC, Vara, so Vora, then Oracle, Hadoop, HANA to HANA also we can pull the data. So N1H, so then we can provide the target HANA database size here, KPS4 HANA, then port number 3 instance number 13, then system user, right? And password. Suppose I want data from this database, this N1H2. So my HDB database here. Then you can create the remote connection. You can create it here. See, remote connection is established. So then we can pull the data, whatever the data you want to pull it out. So you can pull the all the data. You can see all the schemas. Under the schema, you have the data, right? You can pull that data. You can pull it out here, right? By creating the virtual data. See here. So N1H I have created, there is a data I have connected. These are all the schemas from the that database only here, that database only. We can pull it out. We can pull the data here, right? By using this concept, we can pull it out here. Suppose, suppose like what I will do here, SAP ABAP one. So we can also get it out here. The authentication failed. So password of this user is wrong. So system user, whatever the user, under that user, how many tables are there, schema user, schema tables, all the information we can get it out here. So data provisioning is a technique to pull the data from the other sources here. It's just not only for, so only HANA to HANA, it's just we can pull the data from the Sybase, Teradata, IQ. So all the databases, all those things we can pull the data. Oracle, SQL Server DB, MaxDB, any database. If you have the data, by establishing this remote connection, you can grab the all the data here. You can grab the all the data here. Suppose there is a N1H here, right? Just I want to see whether we can pull the data from the. This is a new thing, I think. So N1H, right? N1H. So suppose like example, there is a N1H which is running on the HANA database. Let's check here. Let's see your service activation. Let- Okay, this is not that this database NW1. Let's see. It's underscore privilege. Mm-mm. So this is not active. So for ABAP, normally databases only it will be displayed here. ABAP also showing, which means in the latest version, the ABAP as a adapter name also we can use it to directly pull from ABAP systems. That is also possible here. So SQL Server can also use the MS SQL Server, the SQL Server database source name and user ID password we have to give it here. Then HANA, why? Because since we have the HANA databases, we can also pull the data from the HANA databases as well here. Suppose we have the one database here, so we can also pull the data from that database also here, right? Suppose like we have the KPS4 HANA, then port number is the 3, instance number 13, right? User, so username and the password of the system user, we can pull it out here, right? We can pull that user duplicate. See, remote connection is established, so we can just expand it. We can expand it here. Then which system, which data you require to pull it out here, which data, which table data you want to replicate, or wherever you have the schema. Why? Because under the schema we have the table. So which schema tables data you want to replicate it here. So then you can just create as a virtual tables here. We can create as a virtual tables, whatever the table select it, we can create as a virtual table. This will be created under the system here, right? Table will be created as a virtual table here. So we can pull it out. We can pull the data from here. So right. So this is the C. It is got created. Then right click and you can open the data preview here. Right click and you can open the data preview. So same as like here. So this is the other databases data, other databases table. That's why you can see that the differences here. It's like a virtual table, which means the remote connection is established here. Remote connection is established here. So by using this one, we can monitor it here. We can monitor the all the things and everything here. So using the provisional concept, we can pull the data of the other databases. Other databases we can pull it out here. Other databases we can pull the configuration here. So provisioning concept is like a provisioning the means pulling the data from the other databases. Which databases? I think all the databases like SQL Server, Oracle, DB2, MaxDB, Sybase, HANA, Hadoop, BigQuery, Teradata, any data, you can build the data to the this HANA databases. Your HANA databases, we can pull it out by creating the remote connection. What you have to do, we need to create a remote connection, new remote source. We have to create a source name and the connection properties we have to provide it. Then server name, which server, where you have the HANA, where you have the Sybase is installed, all the all the details we can fill it out. We can grab the data here. Okay, that is the
स्टार्ट
provisioning
कर दिया,
concept here.
वादा किया था ना। हैं? हाँ। अच्छा, और सुनाइए, निकल गए।
I don't know. Okay, so that is the connection details. So then security. Okay, tomorrow I will explain the security topic. Fine. Then voice level file systems, memory management, voice level file systems, and memory management. Multiple things are there. So we'll see. Okay, tomorrow. Okay. Any questions, anyone?